But Mike McCarthy, this coaching staff, has been working with Rodgers for a long time, and it shows.
Opening drive starts from the 20. Rodgers, couple of looks covered, takes off to begin the night and runs for about 9 yards. In the middle linebacker, Jonathan Bostic, able to trip him up, and immediately the game comes to a halt.
It's Mike.
They start with that no huddle, controlling the tempo and the toss for just a couple of yards. Eddie Lacy, we're going to watch his carries here. He's had 20
immediately.
319. Second and 8. Rodgers in the seam. Jordy Nelson on the move and in Bears territory at the 28-yard line. A pickup at 26.
Play action pass. You get the running game going, and you're going to see some nasty play action passes from Aaron Rodgers. But Jordy Nelson's in the slot. Little play action fake will freeze the linebackers, and there's nobody there for Jordy Nelson. Nice pickup by Eddie Lacy, the running back, and that was easy.
Key for this Packers offense. Nelson's rolling. James Jones back from his knee injury. He's blocking on the edge as Lacy puts the shoulder down inside the 15. Another first down for Green Bay.
That's what we covered in the pregame, Mike. If you're going to play cover 2 and have these safeties 20 yards deep, Aaron Rodgers or Eddie Lacy will pound them.
319. Keeping the 3 receivers out there and letting Lacy run inside. Try to get to the 10-yard line, and Corey Wooten and Stephen Paya finally pull him down inside the 10.
And it's an area that the Packers have been very receivers is difficult.
As a light miss begins to fall again, second and 8. And Rodgers, pressured by Peppers, steps up, throws incomplete. Julius Peppers, who has struggled this year, just 1 sack, able to get in there and move Rodgers off the last few weeks. Third and 8. And Rodgers on the move, chased down by Shea McClellan, who gets his first full sack of the year and brings Rodgers down, and it will be 4th down.
That's the Chicago Bear defense that I'm accustomed to seeing. Let's see if Rodgers is okay, Mike.
He stayed down there for a second at the back end of the play.
You see Shea McClellan working against Barkley on the right side. Rodgers has time, but it's good effort to the football by McClellan, and Rodgers went down hard on his throwing shoulder.
As he goes off Mason Crosby to attempt a 30-yard field. Cutler's out. The groin injury against Washington 2 weeks ago, the last game. So Josh McCown, a veteran, 3rd-round pick of Arizona back 11 years ago. His 3rd team. He's been with the Bears for a few seasons now. 13-20 as a starter, including Christmas night 2011 here in Green Bay. Now, when he came in against Washington, he looked much better than he did during that first tenure with the Bears. Cutler injured. McCown moved the offense, was seeing things. And as John said before, everyone we talked to with a lot of confidence that McCown can run the offense effectively tonight. The 29, his first throw is caught by Brandon Marshall at the 42-yard line. Meantime, Aaron Rodgers is going to jog towards the locker room here on the Packers sideline. So Rodgers will get probably x-rayed as he is going in with the training staff of Green Bay. So certainly a murmur goes through Lambeau Field as they see their star going back to get that left shoulder or arm checked on. The 41. Throw by McCown is knocked down, going off the edge. Tramon Williams, the corner, breaks it up, John.
Yeah, Dom Capers, the defensive coordinator, loves to bring perimeter pressure. He brings McCown in 2nd and long.
On 2nd and 10, the 34-year-old back to pass. And it's complete again to Brandon Marshall, accelerating into Packer territory and out of bounds after a gain of 19.
How about Mark Trestman coming out with McCown in 3 straight passes? Just a little fake to Forte, and you're going to see Marshall coming from right to left. No pass rush whatsoever. And that is the #1 area where the Bears have improved as an offense, and it's in the offensive line. If you give Brandon Marshall time to get open in the middle of your defense, he can wear you out.
2 catches already for Marshall. Play action, McCown to put it up again. Eluding the rush and just getting rid of it over the head of Forte. John, give us a little thumbnail on what to look for when Chicago has the ball.
Well, as I just
warm as Aaron Rodgers is being checked after he was injured on a 3rd down play in that last series for the Packers. Off the Bears timeout to the hands of Alshon Jeffrey, this talented 2nd-year receiver out of South Carolina for the 1st down out to the 26-yard line.
Up the gut linebacker blitz. Good play selection by Aaron Cromer on the Bears sideline. And these Bear wide receivers block for one another. Look at Brandon Marshall and Earl Bennett escort Alshon Jeffries for a 1st down. Good anticipation of the blitz. Marshall and Jeffrey do a lot without the ball for this Bear offense, and we need to point that out to all those young receivers out there. You can be a good blocker.
John, from the Packers, Aaron Rodgers left shoulder injury. His return questionable. 1st and 10. 6 straight passes for the Bears. Josh McCown with an end zone shot. Marshall can't bring it in. In coverage, Sam Shields battling a toe injury.
That's a throw Josh McCown needs to hit. It's a double move, a little stutter, go. And Brandon Marshall ran right by Shields. You have to let the big man go up and get that one. Just slightly underthrown. But an aggressive first 15 by this Bear coaching staff. They've come into Green Bay tonight with a backup quarterback coming off their bye week. Very aggressive openers.
Now Marshall being looked at by the athletic training staff of the Bears. This season of attrition continues. First run, it is Matt Forte on the edge inside the 25. Down to the 23, Tramon Williams, the corner. Marshall back out there, 3rd and 6. A.J. Hawk bringing pressure. A lot of Packers coming. McCown able to get it away to Marshall. Did he catch it inbounds? Called a touchdown.
The monster of the Midway. Brandon Marshall makes one of the great catches I've seen him make.
There is a flag down in the end zone, and they'll have to take a look to see if he was inbounds as well.
Pressure's on. You have to credit Josh McCown.
Number 38, defense. Penalty of decline, result of the play, touchdown.
You have to credit Josh McCown for getting the ball up under intense pressure, and Brandon Marshall goes over the wrong shoulder to find this football and make an acrobatic catch and track the sideline. Great work.
In 2011. And now quarterbacking the Green Bay Packers. From the 20, Eddie Lacy on the run to the left. He only gains a yard. Jonathan Bostic in with the tackle, and John, obviously a lot changes here as Wallace replaces Rodgers for now.
Yeah, a lot changes in the Green Bay huddle and in the Chicago huddle. You just saw the Bears jump into an 8-man front. They don't respect Seneca Wallace in some time.
Last took a snap in 2011 in an NFL game out of the league last year. Lacy runs it right, and he's pulled down by James Anderson. And the yardage good enough for a 1st down.
Well, when you get a lot of sugaring up in these gaps from these linebackers, why not just toss the ball around the edge? Good down block by number 81, Corliss. And Eddie Lacy is a very good north-south finisher. You have to get bodies to Lacy. He can drag the pile if you give him in too many one-on-one situations.
You see Mike McCarthy and John ask you here about how it changes for the head coach and the play caller. They just sent the heavy guys in to block, and now they've changed it. Brought out Jordy Nelson and 2 receivers as Lacy runs and only gains a yard. So second and 9. It's another run. Lacy looking up the middle, and the Bears are waiting for him, but he bounced off 3 would-be tackles and takes Peanut Tillman near midfield. Great hard run for a Lacy 1st down.
physical presence, much like Marshawn Lynch gives the Seattle Seahawks.
Half his yards after he's been contacted. Peppers rushing off the edge. The first Wallace pass is caught by Miles White. First down to the 43-yard line. Met by Bostic. Bounces off of him. And finally pulled down. With a lot of hard running going on. Lacey and Bostic, no strangers, as they met when one played for Alabama and the other Florida in their SEC days.
Well, Lance Briggs and Urlacher are saying, wow. You want to be a linebacker in the National Football League, these are the plays that you have to make. And Green Bay has ran Lacey 20 times or more 4 consecutive games, and they're well on their way to do it again.
First and 10 for Seneca Wallace. In for the injured Aaron Rodgers as he hands again to Lacey.
And line, they love the physical aspect of running the football, and it's really helped their pass protection.
He's out. James Starks is the running back, and the slant is deflected and intercepted by Peppers. Julius Peppers hanging on for dear life was T.J. Lang, but the pick on that slant that Rodgers throws so well and so effective to rebounds during his time for some basketball in addition to his great football days in North Carolina. It's the block and the pick there. And now the Bears take over in Packer territory at the 45. And a run for 2 yards for Forte. Let's go back to the interception.
This is a running play to Starks, and he sees the 8-man front, so Seneca Wallace just picks it up and throws a slant away from the strong safety, and Julius Peppers bats it down and has the presence to intercept the football. This is a big part of the Packer offense, Mike. If they load the box, they have run game solutions with these built-in slant routes. At time, Julius Peppers says, not on my watch.
Here's Josh McCown, great field position, back to throw again. He slings it, complete. Martellus Bent, nope, through his hands and incomplete. The tight end started his career with Dallas, had a breakthrough season last year for the Giants. Has been a very big part of Chicago's pass offense this year.
Once again, Dom Capers goes to his dime package. Rookie Dayton Jones, their first rounder from UCLA, checks in as an inside pass rusher. This has been a blitz down for the Packers this season. They came earlier, got burned on the touchdown to Brandon Marshall. Let's see if Dom Capers brings some more pressure.
Play clock running down. Russian full. McCown's got nowhere to go. And he slides short of the line of scrimmage. So will be a loss. And the Packer defense.
This play by the rookie out of UCLA.
And he will get credited with the sack. Adam Podlish. Look out, it's blocked. Jamari Lattimore comes through. Gets it. And a great swing of field position as the Packers will take over at the 32.
Green Bay's getting their money.
So Wallace takes over at the 32. And a big hole for Starks. James Starks, touchdown, Green Bay.
This Packer running game is formidable. An array of different types of runs. That a two-back scheme run.
Regarding the injury since. In the interim, Seneca Wallace has taken over. And it's a battle of backups in Lambeau. Josh McCown gives them at 4-10. That's a loss of 3, and John, the defense is picking it up here in the absence of the offensive leader, Rodgers.
Yeah, I don't think you can run the ball against Green Bay's base defense. There's Ryan Pickett, been here a long time. Johnny.
Empty backfield, 2nd and 12. McCown on the slant, caught by Alshon Jeffrey. A 2-yard shot of the first down as Sam Shields brings him down. Let's talk more about that Green Bay defense led by Dom Capers.
Well, Dom Capers is diverse. A lot of packages, a lot of different looks. 12 different Packers have a sack, and they've been stingy in their run defense. Jolly, Pickett, and Raji. And when they have had to rush the passer this year, they've relied on their inside people, Mike Daniels and Dayton Jones, with the absence of Clay Matthews and Perry, their first-round pick. They need to get some pressure up the middle to have success.
3rd and 2. McCown throws for it, and Jeffrey again. They feel really good about these matchups with Marshall and Jeffrey throwing on 3rd and 2 from inside their own 20.
So do I. These are really good, big, physical wide receivers. Look at the release by Jeffrey. No match is Trayvon Williams. They have size, strength advantages against everybody they see week in and week out. Mark Trestman puts them in good positions every week. I'm impressed with McCown, Mike, coming in here on the road with very little work.
1.5 left in the quarter, and Forte runs to the right for 3 yards. Matt Forte's had some big runs, 3 runs over 50 yards this year. We've become used to seeing Forte not just in the running game, but a very effective receiver as well. He's behind Neil Anderson and, of course, Walter Payton, who's in a different stratosphere in terms of the all-time rushing list in Bears history. Forte is 3rd on that list. Second and 7. It is caught by the tight end Bennett. And no place for Martellus to go as Casey Hayward, the nickel, along with Brad Jones, make the stop.
And this is a chess match. A lot of personnel substitutions, not only from Chicago, but look at Green Bay.
3rd and 6. Pressure comes and it's picked up. McCown's pass is incomplete, looking for Bennett again, and Micah Hyde, who had that punt return last week and has done a very good job in the coverage. Still being checked with that shoulder injury. Seneca Wallace and the Packers take over at their own 14. Eddie Lacy in at the back. Wallace being chased by McClellan and Peppers, and just runs out of bounds for a loss of 3 yards.
Well, that's the pass rush that the Chicago Bears have been looking for. McClellan's the one that hit Rodgers already. This time pressure comes immediately from Julius Peppers off the left side. He beat the rookie Bakhtiari, and Shea McClellan beat Barkley on the other side. So far, both defensive ends of the Bears have made their presence felt.
Will be credited as a Peppers sack job, loss of 3 yards. Lacy coming to the right. And holding on is Kasim Green, the rookie out of Rutgers.
Yeah, if I'm the Bears, Mike, I'm going to continue.
It is 3rd and 11 for Wallace. Throwing in the middle, complete to Andrew Quarles, but the tight end who's starting because of the absence of Jermichael Finley, who was injured here the last time the Packers played a home game. It's going to be shy of the first down, 3 and out Green Bay.
Well, that's how you play.
Only 1 first down their last 2 drives, and Forte tries to run up the middle, and B.J. Raji limits the gain to 1 yard.
You know, B.J. Raji deserves a lot of credit. He's really checked his ego at the door this year. They take him out in a lot of sub situations, so he doesn't get to rush the passer. But here he is defending the run. It's a short trap. He gets rid of Garza and brings Matt Forte down for nothing.
Free agent next year, not freelancing. Keep with the program, doing what he does well. McCown underneath, crossing, checking down. Forte, good run after the catch. Matt Forte down to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 33 yards for the running back.
If you protect McCown like you get protection here. Look at Bushrod, Pro Bowl left tackle, the ex-New Orleans Saint. It allows McCown to survey the field, get to his alternate receiver, and that's bad tackling by the Green Bay Packers. Most improved aspect of this Bear football team is their offensive line, Mike. They can pass protect and run block, and it's really helped them.
What a difference from a year ago. Think about a year ago here at Lambeau. Jay Cutler getting after his offensive line. Right back to Forte. Raji right there. Loss of 4. B.J. Raji was right on that screen to Forte. Bush is in a very quiet season is the back. McCown throwing complete. Bennett tight end inside the 10, inside the 5, reaching out and just shy of the goal line. Martellus Bennett, a great catch and run. First and goal Chicago unless he broke the plane.
Mike, Josh McCown is sending a message to his Bear teammates. Let's see if he scored.
It's just shy. It's when his butt comes down. The hand is okay. It's still legal. Stop right there. And it just is fractions before the plane. It's something you'd have to look at very closely on that 27-yard gain.
Well, it's a great catch. You see Bennett beat A.J. Hawk, but Josh McCown made it happen with an incredible throw from the pocket.
All the big people in. First and goal. It is Bush running right. Running into Packers. No gain. They've even lost a half yard. Morgan Burnett from the safety spot capped it off.
It's an area where the pass and throw it. The sprint to the right.
Alshon Jeffrey bottom of the screen. 3 options right. They're going to run it inside with Forte, who steps through the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago Bears.
That's a nice adjustment by Mark Trestman and Aaron Cromer on that Bears sideline. Let's put some smaller Green Bay Packers on the field and run right off the left side. You see Chris Long on a trap block. That's too easy. Excellent drive by the Chicago Bears
of years. And now Seneca Wallace will have to close the game. The guy who wasn't even in camp with the Packers. Toss back to James Starks, so that's a loss of 2 yards.
And I'd be
play. He was a quarterback that started his college career at Oregon. You have Jordy Nelson from his earlier days. James Starks on the run to the left. And he stopped on the edge by Charles Tillman. Just how many snaps can they keep him on the field? 3rd and 10 for Seneca Wallace to Jordy Nelson. Hemmed in there and not going to get the first down as Isaiah Fry, the 6th-round pick last year, joins Tim Jennings to force a 3-and-out. That he had a month ago. The pins came out today. They're hoping to get him back soon. But lost Aaron Rodgers in the first quarter, out for the rest of the game. Josh McCown hands to Forte, runs to the right, loss of a yard. Morgan Burnett, A.J. Hawk, and Brad Jones. John Jordan. Eddie Malumba helped off by the medical training staff of the Packers. Walked off with a limp, mostly under his own power. 2nd and 11 for McCown. Shotgun run with space for Forte. A.J. Hawk's helmet comes off as the tackle's made at the 19. Incomplete through the arms of Brandon Marshall with Casey Hayward in on coverage.
We talked about the inside pass rush. They don't have an out.
We have no idea what the Rodgers injury situation will be, so interesting twist here in the NFC North at the halfway point. Seneca Wallace throws to Corliss, the tight end. 2 receptions on the night, 8 on the season. That's a big part of their offense they're missing as Jermichael Finley is out.
No question about it. And Jermichael makes some plays with his arm, or this is going to be a long night for Green Bay.
On 2nd down, here's Wallace. Longest throw he's made is caught by Jared Boykin to the 40-yard line. It's a first down gain of 14.
That's what I'm talking about. Experience under Mike Holmgren, an ex-Green Bay coach up in Seattle in this offense.
2003 draft pick in the 4th round. Tossed left Lacey, and they're waiting on that. And it's a loss of a yard.
You got to trust him. That's why he's here.
2nd and 11. His throw is short for James Jones, who's back in the Packer lineup for the first time. Missed the last couple of games with a knee sprain. Now back to Wallace. He's chased and throws sideline. It is juggled and ruled a catch. So now conversation.
They say he bobbled it.
Yep. Waiting for them to finish their conversation. It'll be incomplete. It was 0-1. McCown's hit as he throws, and that was almost a safety as he was being pulled down by the combination of Raji and Johnny Jolly.
Well, they're taking a shot, and it's an inside blitz, and there's some confusion on how to pick up Raji. You see Lattimore 57 blitz. No one blocked Raji. Lattimore didn't even blitz. He stepped up in the A-gap. There's some confusion with Matt Slauson and Matt Forte, and Chicago just dodged a bullet.
On 2nd and 10, McCown going to step up, or it's sideline for Marshall, who's got it to the 20-yard line. A 19-yard gain and a first down for Brandon Marshall, having a good first half.
Mike, that's a great read by Josh McCown. It's going to be two verticals. Watch the corner at the top of the screen. He's going to try to defend both cuts. He squeezes inside on Bennett. Josh McCown sees it and throws the ball out to Brandon Marshall. What a great read by Josh McCown, backed up in his own end zone under pressure.
We talk about the Bears and the history of the Packers rivalry. What do you think Hallis would have thought at your own one with your backup quarterback throwing it twice? The NFL of 2013. The 17, Forte with space, slammed forward and a gain of 8 yards. Morgan Burnett in on the tackle. You know a quarterback pretty well, our friend Rich Gannon, who reminds some of Josh McCown.
Well, he does. Gannon took the hard way, too. He was on several teams, but he can move around. He's tough. He's smart. Every down, he researches the defense. He's got a lot of Rich Gannon-like qualities, and Mark Trestman and Aaron Cromer on the Bears staff were with Gannon.
Your assistants in Oakland, first when you were there, and then Bill Callahan following you. At the 25, Forte with a nice room and space as Matt Forte gains 17 yards. And the Bears offense is rolling here in this first half.
You get in a shotgun, you get your passing game going, you start to get the pass rush going up the field. Why not run a draw play? Just an inside handoff to Forte. You see Jamari Lattimore, number 57, get caught up in the wash. Good north-south elusiveness by Matt Forte. Mark Trestman is in a rhythm right now.
Gaining nearly 7 yards a play. Michael Bush gives Forte a breather. He'll run the inside play. Bush, who has not found that form that we once saw in Oakland back in 2011, definitely by the team, and many layers to that story. Chris and company will have it covered at halftime. 2 timeouts Chicago, 3 Green Bay at the 2-minute mark. And Josh McCown getting it to Michael Bush. A.J. Hawk with a tackle, and it's second time Hawk's helmet has come off as Bush lowered the shoulder and moved forward into Packer territory.
And that just ignited the Chicago Bears sideline. Punishing run by the big back, Michael Bush. Plenty of time left here. Josh McCown, I'm sure, hasn't been in a lot of 2-minute situations as a Bear, but let's see what the veteran has for us.
This drive started at their own 1. McCown with a shot complete. It is Marshall with the catch for the 5th time in this first half, and another first down.
This offense resembles the New Orleans Saints. I see the Aaron Cromer all-go special. Marshall down the seam, right across the free safety's face, and the ball's thrown accurately. But a lot of this offense looks like what Aaron Cromer, the offensive coordinator, ran at New Orleans.
Now the first down is a sideline throw. Martellus Bennett in the open field. Lattimore holds him up. And with
offense, you're going to have single coverage for Marshall and Jeffries, 2 big receivers.
3rd and 10, 20 seconds left. McCown scrambling, looking, now taking up. He's got the first down and more. McCown is at 10. Hawk hit him from behind. 12 seconds. They should take the timeout. Let's see.
Complete or incomplete. Do not scramble.
Drive started at the 1. Can the Bears get 6? McCown looking, throwing, end zone for Jeffrey. It's overthrown over his head. with great coverage from Tremont Williams, and with 2 seconds,
Plays for him, right?
it tries to sustain some offense, Lisa. It's a good point. They had a couple of 3-and-outs on back-to-back drives in that second quarter. So McCown starts from the 21. It's a 3-yard gain for Forte on a little swing pass to the right.
Well, Josh McCown has stole the show tonight. His ability to stand in the pocket and make accurate throws has really impressed me. Here's an awkward delivery. Neal's beaten down on him, and what a throw to Brandon Marshall for 6. And then this one's a fall-away snap to Martellus Bennett that set up another score. Josh McCown has shown no fear, none.
Veteran in the league, 34 years old. A couple of years ago, volunteer high school coach. Thought his NFL days might have been done. Just get rid of that and throw it away on that sideline, incomplete. And we'll bring up 3rd down. If you didn't hear the report earlier, Jay Cutler, indications from our ESPN report that he could start against Detroit on Sunday. The groin injury suffered against Washington. And John, I thought these were the big 7 days in the Bears season. In the division, Green Bay Monday on the road, Sunday at home against Detroit. I'll tell you, if the second half is going to be playing for the title, we're figuring out what's next.
And Green Bay has dominated the Chicago Bears in recent years. If they could come into Lambeau and get a win like this coming off the bye, say a lot about the job Mark Trestman's done.
3rd and 7. Green Bay rushes 5. And the throw is dropped by Forte. And we'll bring up 4th down. Mike McCarthy was talking to Lisa about better on 1st down.
Got to throw it on early downs against these 8-man fronts.
Lacy able to crease it and take it into the secondary. On the run, Eddie Lacy. Chased by Jennings. Inside the 5. 1st and goal to 1. What a run by Eddie Lacy.
Or running against an 8-man front.
Now will he take it in from the 1. Lacy into the end zone. Green Bay Packer touchdown. Have made it a lot better. Crosby onside kick attempt. It's free. Rolling on the ground. In the scramble, Packers think they have it. They do. Back to the run. Toss Lacy. Looking like old school Packers to the left. And how about the patience of Lacy and a pounding run. 1st down.
Look at that finish on the Packers sideline. James Anderson, the outside linebacker of the Chicago Bears, does an excellent job setting the edge. Watch this toss sweep to the left side right here. Number 50, James Anderson, sets the edge, and Lacy gets back into the inside, and he runs right over Major Wright on the Packers sideline.
Gain of a dozen on the run again. Lacy to the right this time. Major Wright able to hang on for the tackle. Complete. Shy of the 1st down for Quarles. Looking for that first 3rd down conversion of this game. It is Starks, and he's able to get it. Down to the 28-yard line. Still a couple of weeks away, the former Cowboy. In the meantime, they continue to run inside the tackles. Starks. For Wallace. Oh, through the hands and caught by Jones and fumbled by Jones. But he got it back. Should have been a pick. Was a fumble. Still Packer ball. 1st down.
And James Jones shows great concentration, but he also...
Oh, that leads to 1st and goal. First reception for Jones. It is Starks to the right. And Jennings makes the tackle, gain of a yard.
That Jennings.
Incomplete, broken up. Nelson says, I want a flag. My shoulder pads are outside my jersey. Conte is covering. Wallace goes that way. And it's incomplete. Yeah, you talk about the difference, John, as Finley is out. Chicago scored 10 straight. Green Bay has answered with 10 in a row. And Josh McCown, first down, loading up. Shot downfield towards Marshall. Sam Shields in coverage. It's incomplete.
Well coached.
Tay runs inside. Raji with the stop. B.J. Raji has set a tone here in the second half.
And the most interesting and here he is, a first-round draft choice, and he has shown tremendous improvement in a short period of time. It's a credit to him.
Started more games for the Bears than he did at Oregon in college. Pressure on from the edge. It's picked up, and the McCown throw is complete. It is Alshon Jeffrey at the 35-yard line. First down Bears. Gain of 15.
Look at this pass protection. I mean, this right guard is a rookie. He's just learning how to get in his stance, and he's pass protecting a very good inside rusher. Gives McCown plenty of time. Nice finish by Garza. That's a much improved unit. Garza, the leader, he keeps them together. Experienced Pro Bowler on the left side in Bushrod, and an up-and-coming star in Long at right guard.
Rookie receiver out of Washington State, Marquise Wilson, late entry to the game. As McCown throws, incomplete, a little confusion. Second and 10, Forte comes to the left. Marshall threw a block to give him space and get to the 40-yard line, so it'll be 3rd and 5 coming up.
Should have been a dead play right there. Let's see if Marshall's okay. It's going to be a slot blitz right off the left side. Marshall.
Payne, 3rd and 4 for McCown in Chicago. Nobody flinched when Neal came across the line, so no penalty draw. Neal trying to get a quick start. Kept out of there by the rookie tackle Mills, and McCown throws on the run incomplete. Trying to get it low to Alshon Jeffrey.
That's excellent coverage by the Packers secondary.
Madison, he's on the practice squad. But it's Wallace's to win or lose tonight. Behind Jordy Nelson and incomplete.
That's a throw with Seneca Wallace.
2nd and 10. And Lacey patiently running. And he's brought down by James Anderson. Now, John, we talk about this often. Backup. It is 3rd and 6. Pressure picked up the middle, but Wallace has to get rid of it as McClellan came off the edge, and the Bears defense.
Good call by Mel Tucker.
Devin Hester's 31st birthday today. Trying to celebrate by breaking the all-time return for touchdown record that he shares with the man he idolized, Deion Sanders. This one in the air for a while from the 30, Hester. With space down the sideline, Hester tries to cut it up the middle. A nice return across midfield and into Packer territory at the 47-yard line.
I like watching Devin Hester. How would you like to have that as your full-time
winning Super Bowl after the 2010 season? Try a little reverse here. In the hands of Alshon Jeffrey. Unable to pick up the block as he got to the edge. And was strung out by Nate Palmer. Just hung there and set that edge on the other side.
Backup quarterback still today with the New Orleans Saints. Quite a quarterback family.
Luke, the brother. Josh sitting on 2nd and 9 here. Long picked up that pressure to give McCown time to throw to Marshall, complete at the 34-yard line. John talked about the good offensive line play, and Kyle Long gave him that extra second.
Boy, it's another inside blitz, and Josh McCown shows no fear, Mike. Right up the middle, a cross-dog blitz. Watch McCown stand here, wait for his receiver to get open, and in the face of the blitz, he throws a strike for a first down. That's big-time quarterback play. And Marshall, good to see him back running around.
Injured on that last series, 4 yards shy of 100.
Good man, good man.
Roberto Garza snapped it back. McCown to Forte with space. And Forte, first down and out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
That's a play that Aaron Kromer has seen 100 times. 3 verticals. They call it all-go special. They're going to send 3 verticals down the field, and if it's covered, throw the little check down underneath to Matt Forte. I thought Marshall got grabbed. Official missed the call, but you can see Josh McCown going through his progression snap after snap. He doesn't look rusty at all. This is more than impressive.
Forte running up the middle. Maybe inside the 20.
McCown has taken to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and put his Bears on the brink of an upset.
Forte cuts it back. Matt Forte inside the 10. First and goal as M.D. Jennings tackles him at the 6.
Chicago ran the zone read last week against the Washington Redskins and hurt them. Just watch the effect that McCown has after he hands the ball off on the defense. You see number 42, Morgan Burnett, come down and honor McCown, who's carrying out his fake. There's a lot of offense in this Bear playbook. Let's see if they can finish the drive. They love to throw the ball to these big receivers in these 2-receiver slot combinations.
Dante Rosario, the other tight end, in as the throw to the end zone to Marshall is incomplete. He had a hand on Devon House, the corner. This time Earl Bennett's up at the top and Jeffrey's down at the bottom of the screen.
One-on-one.
McCown goes that way for Alshon Jeffrey. Did he hang on? Steps down. He's in. Touchdown, Chicago.
They say what's different about the Bears' red zone offense? I say they got some monsters of the midway. There's nothing that House can do. McCown saw the one-on-one coverage, throw it up high, and let Jeffrey go do what he does best. Oh, what a throw and catch. Nothing fancy, Mike. If it's one-on-one, throw it to one of the monsters. If it's a soft box, hand it off, and Josh McCown just threw his second touch. And Alshon Jeffrey and Brandon Marshall, they're impossible to stop. And I wouldn't be surprised if Bennett doesn't get one before the night's out.
The tight end, Martellus Bennett, adds to that size. Lacey with a shake on the run. Eddie Lacy, who's over 100 yards tonight with the run there. And John, to that point, that touchdown, you're talking about these monsters in the midway, over Devon House, that was a 6'1" corner. It wasn't like a small corner over there.
I know. When you're that big and you can jump that high and you have those type of ball skills, you can see why Mark Trestman has empowered his quarterback, whether it be Jay Cutler or Josh McCown. Throw them the ball.
Wallace throwing. Nelson on the run with the catch. Jordy Nelson to the 35-yard line. 17-yard gain. It's been a Wallace out on the edge, being pursued by David Bass, and completes it to Corliss, the tight end. Back-to-back passing first downs as we approach the 1-minute
pocket.
10, Lacey with 139 yards rushing tonight. We'll add 2 to that as James, fourth quarter, with the Packers at midfield, and Lacey eludes 2 tackles. And finally, the rest of the Bears pursue and limit. Just 1 third-down conversion for the Packers tonight. Wallace deflected in the air and incomplete.
To make a play. They have not generated turnovers this year. They need one now.
Drive starts from the 10. McCown looking to throw the screen to Forte, but Raji sniffed it out, was giving Forte no space, and McCown just threw it in the ground.
These big receivers, they have hurt Green Bay with that catch radius.
Jeffrey came in motion and blocked. Forte tries to get to the edge. Marshall threw a nice block. So these receivers who are blocking, in addition to using that catch radius, gave Forte the edge there at a gain of 14.
Well, Sam Shields wants a new contract. He's been reluctant to sign. Got to make the tackle. Number 37 right there. And it's an excellent job by Brandon Marshall blocking against Casey Hayward on the outside. Missed tackles will kill you, but the perimeter blocking of Marshall and Alshon Jeffrey has been a winning edge of this Bears football team.
Forte has run for 80 yards tonight. Likely won't even add a yard to that one. A.J. Hawks on the bottom of the pile. Ryan Pickett out of Ohio State. Second and 9. They bring pressure with Shields, who hits McCown as he throws. Bennett couldn't hang on. He was being hung on to. Both sides actually disappointed there's not a flag.
And it looks like a creative blitz again.
McCown almost intercepted. Tramon Williams had his hands on one. They cover from New York to California. Taking one home tonight. Lacy on the run for the Packers. He's got 6 there, and he has 150 for this game. It's a Packer team getting close to 200 rushing yards tonight.
You know what I'd wear if I was a Bears fan?
What?
I'd wear a shredder. I'd shred some cheese. What about that? I'll tell you what, where do you find 3 people wearing a shredder? I love that shot right there. I'm going to get 3 of those.
Christmas shopping is done. Lacy left. Good play by Peanut Tillman. Charles Tillman, but a flag comes down. Is there a face mask up there? Let's see what it was. Or is it on the pack? Again, it's the second penalty of the night. And by the way, 3 is the fewest penalties ever in a Bears-Packers game. First and 10 for Wallace. Corliss caught it, made to right. Right on top of him. Forward progress. Take those safeties split. That rotation again as Lacy looks left. About a yard and a half. So John, some assistant coach, one of the about 20 on this Packers staff, like most teams, they're upstairs in the box and they're seeing chased by McClellan, hit by Peppers, and down. A sack. So Julius Peppers heard from very little first half of the season for the Bears. Big imprint on this game tonight.
Well, it's just going to be a one-on-one rush on the right side. Marshall Newhouse against Shea McClellan. Good spin move. Good effort. That's what they need from their former first-round draft choice. But
in the first quarter, Bears lead by 4 under 10 minutes. They're back up. Josh McCown has led them well here tonight. Forte around the edge for a first down run of 12 yards.
Man, is he quick. Simple draw play off the right side. He bounces it to the outside, and it's impressive running by Matt Forte. Watch it, just a draw play off the right side, and Forte is going to bounce it outside. Pick up a block once again from Brandon Marshall. Perimeter blocking of the Bear receivers has really impressed me.
On the other side, Lacy's run for 150. Forte closing in on 100. He has 93 yards. No gain there as Morgan Burnett give him the 1-year franchise tag. You don't have to make a long-term decision just yet. McCown, a rolling throw to the sideline of Marshall. Out of bounds, incomplete. Step away.
And
third down coming up here. 3rd and 9. McCown. It's complete. It's got to be a catch and run. And Martellus Bennett gets very close to it. It'll depend on the spot as Bennett is down. Now popping back up. And we'll see where the spot is.
So should Green Bay.
They will run it. Forte got the first down. He had to do some hard running to get there. And they keep the drive going.
4th and inches.
Now 1st and 15. And Josh McCown throwing sideline from Marshall. Couldn't hang on as it was contacted by Morgan Burnett at the 12th time Marshall has been thrown to tonight.
Morgan Burnett, excuse me, Mike, he's replaced Charles Woodson as the leader of this Packers secondary. That time he hit wheels and finds Marshall and makes a nice play. Ball hit Marshall right in the hands, and before he could secure the catch, there's Morgan Burnett. Got a big contract in the offseason. They're counting on him, Mike.
It's the first 3 games of that hamstring injury, but has come back to take that leadership role in Don Capers' secondary. 2nd and 15. It's time for McCown. They just don't have the rush right now. Forte will make it 3rd and manageable. It'll be snapped under 6 minutes left here in the 4th. Get this off likely in time, but Bush is the back next to McCown on 3rd and 6. And McCown throws complete to Marshall at midfield. And the Bears will take it under 5 minutes on this drive. And McCown is making some money plays.
Yes, he is. And Marshall is just too big and physical on the right side. I don't think Casey Hayward can handle Brandon Marshall in the slot. Right out of the break, the ball's thrown low and inside where Marshall can protect himself and the catch. And you're right, Mike. Josh McCown has taken care of the ball. He's managed the clock, and he's run a lot of different plays. He's been outstanding in relief of Jay Cutler.
With 4+ minutes off the clock so far on this drive. And Michael Bush, whose longest run coming into tonight was 7 yards, gains 9 on that carry.
Let's take a look at Josh McCown. Don't forget he had a 20. Played well.
Kept him clean, limiting the sacks. Pressure shown off the edge by Casey Hayward, but it's a run from Forte, and with 4:15 left, 1st down for Chicago. John, McCown walked in last night, and we talked to him about the offense. And he's very well respected, so there's a lot of comfort with the backup quarterback going in, and he's shown us why here tonight. Forte on the toss, on the edge. Forte inside the 30. And Matt Forte taking it over 100 yards on the night and stays in bounds with 3.5 left in regulation.
Yeah, but how about the play selection? You're going to fake a jet sweep to Alshon Jeffries. If you're a linebacker, you have to go that way. And then they're going to flip the ball with his left hand to Forte. I guess he flipped it with his right hand, but I've never seen that play ever. Great job by Matt Forte understanding the situation.
By staying in bounds. This drive, John, started with 9:37 left in this 4th quarter. And you see the Bears are going to force the Packers now to start using their timeouts on defense here as Forte runs to the 21. And Michael. Packer fans sensing the urgency here, trying to get their defense to come up with a stop. 2nd and 7. Bush is the back now. He gains a couple. His team with the 2-minute warning faces a huge spot here on 3rd and 5, trailing by 4.
You have to expect blitz right here from Don Capers.
A run, Forte to the left, got a couple of blockers. Bush run through a big block, and Forte gets to the 11-yard line. 1st down with 1:50 left.
And Mark Trestman expected the blitz, and he called the perfect play. Toss the ball with a little crack blocking and pull your left tackle, Jermon Bushrod. The perfect play against an all-out blitz. And Forte once again not only gets the 1st down, but he stays in bounds. Watch his stiff arm with his right hand. I like Forte. That's an excellent finish and good presence by the veteran back staying in bounds. You can't call a better play against an all-out blitz than they just did right there, Mike.
It's going to be the most plays on a drive for the Bears this year, John. They're milking every second of the clock as Forte runs to the right, inside the 10 and the 5, and he's down at the 4. And now McCarthy uses a timeout with 1:08, but there is a flag down.
Holding, number 83, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 1st down.
On the Bears, and as we saw, that is so big because of what it does in terms of the clock. Penalty.
Martellus Bennett. Boy, I've seen a lot worse than that, Mike.
So the down repeats at 1st down, but with a stopped clock at 1:08. It's the run inside to the 18-yard line. Just a few seconds spin off. Nearly 9-minute drive continues. It is Bush running right to the 15-yard line. McCarthy takes his few years. Bears trying to walk in and get it done. Huge play here. First down awaits at the 1-yard line. It's 3rd and 14. Will they keep it on the ground? Yes, they will. It's Bush up the middle, inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. Mike McCarthy will take his final timeout, and Robbie Gould will be set up lead from 27 yards out. Lattimore jumped through the middle of that pile, but Gould able to knock it through, and the Packers will have to go get a touchdown to tie this game and send it to overtime. 27-20, tie the game. Number 25 begins with Jordy Nelson up the sideline. Nelson out of bounds at the 40, gain of 15.
That's a designed. I wouldn't be surprised if you see it again, Mike. They love to run it to the 3-receiver side. Watch for it at the bottom of the screen.
Wallace is flushed. He is chased, and he's brought down by Corey Wooten.
Corey Wooten has moved inside this year to replace Henry Melton, and he just dominates as a pass rusher. Take a look at it off your left side. Here comes Wooten. Jailbreak that time.
Running 16 seconds remaining after a sack. Didn't stop. They had no timeouts. They lost 17 on that play. Wallace, look out. Peppers from behind. Brings him down. Rather, McClellan, and that should do it. Shea McClellan, who sacked Aaron Rodgers at the start of the night. And injured Rodgers ends the night. And for the first time since 2007, the Bears come to Lambeau and beat the Packers. And they do it with their backup quarterback. Quite a night for Josh McCown. As